Hey, onegaishimasu. Okay. Let's everybody stand. Well, we're going to start out with. Okay, now you see a form, and I want to get a result, but there's something that happens before this. If I go for the form too quick, it jams up. So I have to be present for the form to kind of click. And the form is not just a form, the form is a bridge that connects his and mine, right? You should get a little better at it. It goes quick. But when you're first warming up, you know, like that, it jams up on you. It's just going to take a little bit of time. I'm going, I know what I want sort of to get him to do, but when I miss, what do I need to get in my own system? A bit more ground, a bit more relaxed, a bit more balanced. And then it's not like I get him to do something, it's just that all of a sudden we're a team. All right, there's a harmony of communication. Okay, so let's, yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's good. That's good, yeah. It's kind of quick, that's well, but we start out here. I can't steal second base until I get to first base. I might get to first base, I'm going to have a good at bat. All right, so right about here. All right. And that becomes, I'm proactive here, but again, okay, so just working on that first connection here, then out there. Yeah. So one of the things right there, a lot of things where there's a form, but then again, there's something I need to do for that form to click. Okay. And in some sense, you know, what we're doing in Aikido, he's sports-wise, he's on the other team. We're teammates. Okay. All right. And that can be a settle or whatever. Everyone sees this, but there's a prep. We go very quick. Oh, put your palm here. Yeah, you feel it. Yeah. I'm kind of like this, just enlightenment. That's already flips from my finger. Oh, okay. You know, if somebody grabs you, they have an intention, they're going to. Other than that, you're kind of always wondering what everybody's talking about. Okay, so hold with your whole body so you feel that. Now, that's a little quick. So there's something that happens before. There's that motion there? Yeah. The system settles. And then it gets very quick. But we get too fast out here, and a lot of times we don't, you know, the police officers, before I pull my gun, maybe I better have my center. And then, of course, you know, if I need to pull my gun, I'll do it better. But if I pull it too quick, then, you know, I can't take certain things back. Okay, but if you're coming in, then what happens? Is all of a sudden things flow. No, they're trying to beat you. I want you to be my teammate. I know you're a Republican and I'm a Democrat, but we're both Americans. Right? We don't have enough of that these days, you know. Okay, all right. Okay, yeah, all right. So, one of the things we kind of want to do here There's something that I sort of have to do here in order. So the form is out there, and we're going to try to duplicate it, do it well. But if I'm present a bit more, like for example, he grabs on, but I have my feet here. Yeah. My breathing is deeper, more natural. There's something that, before I actually even do that, there's some, maybe that happens quick. Now we can add another piece to that. Too quick. Oh, something's already started. In sports, you see this. He's some great player, and he's tough. In the old days, he's Kevin Durant. He's a worthy opponent. All of a sudden, he's becoming a teammate. You see what I mean? So instead of whatever, he's a great player, we respect him, we even talk. Something about what's going on here, he wants to join my team. It's a win-win-win-win. Okay? So that feeling a little bit right there? And if you're a great person, somebody else who's great may want to play with you. Then you don't have the, you might miss that a little bit. But yeah, let's see what we create together. Okay? So we're going to add the turn. Okay? Let's keep the same partner. I don't know. Yeah. So there's a fullness or something that precedes the form. And the thing is not the form. You want to make him a teammate. You see what I mean? I mean, that's a little bit I-key, right? Your key, his key, our key. It's a little different than maybe, because we tend to think, I got to make him do something. No. Within the structure, now all of a sudden I see it as a form. I get better. All right. I see it as a form. I get a better, stronger form. Okay. Yeah, the process continues. All right. Okay. All right. Oh, hi. Hello. I'm okay. How about you?
Oh,
Hanging in there.
yes.
A lot of us are hanging in there. Yeah. Yeah. Now, one of those things right there. Maybe run into something there. It's called a reaction. Yeah. Some of it is just, and that happens to everybody. He holds firm. We go, uh-oh. This way, he doesn't want to be my teammate. So I gotta. Why would he want to be my teammate? Ideally, it's because of who I am. All right. And he says, I'm testing you. I want to find out whether you quit when things get tough. No, I don't. This is who you see is really me and it's pretty deep. And okay, I want to join the team. Okay, so go again. Come on. That's our game plan. Try it again. Try it again. Yeah, try it again. Sure. Yeah, that's good. Yeah. Yeah. Exactly what that is, well, to some degree, what you are is there's a deeper you, right? You know, some days it's kind of like that, you know, or not a good day. I don't have many reserves, but I learned to click into my deeper reserves of energy. Someday, you know, I'm a loving person, but it's such a hateful world. I don't know what to do. Nah, the reservoir of my love and respect is much deeper. And I don't let the world kind of, uh, see what I mean a little bit there. Then we're not just doing the technique better, we're actually better, you know? You know, some days all I do is see the bad in people. No, you see that feeling right there? That's very important. Other than that, you know, we go through a bad stretch and it just wipes us out. Yeah, we've got reserves we don't know about. Oh, I don't know that with them. Settle a little bit more. So go again. You know, yeah, the world, yes. Now you're touching a deeper reserve of energy. And there's, you know, more patience and compassion and love there. If you have to make a quick call, you will. You're not doing it out here and in reaction. You're feeling the situation as you get deeper. You see what I mean? So it's kind of a win-win-win, right? In other words, you know, he's not losing. Now he's on a championship caliber team. You see? You know, that feeling, I mean, we, you know, talk about sports, it's like, all right, you know, if you're a teammate, you have a relationship. If you're trying to win or something like that, well, you know, let's win as a team. And our victory is becoming better people. Right? Right? And sometimes that gets lost. Okay? Okay? Okay, that's good. Okay. Well, all right. Now it seems like the opposite one because our initial motion deeper. Why would you want to be on my team? The vibes are good. No, we're just a bunch of people that are selfish and we really just are in it for ourselves. We're sort of human name on us. No, we care about each other and we uplift each other. He's having a hard time, and I said, let's talk. And you know, this is what we're about. And this is why you joined this team. See that feeling a little bit? I feel this weight. Good. The weight of the world may be on his shoulders, but right? See what I'm talking about? Now, what is that about? On the deeper reservoirs of my own energy, then I have enough to kind of uplift somebody. And we're just playing games. It's fun. But he probably has days when he just needs that little extra, you know? You know, right when you think out of Stephen Curry steps up and does something that kind of reinvigorates your love of the game. That sort of feeling. So why is it be like that? It doesn't really happen here. It happens deeper. It comes through your system and then it goes out the hand. Okay? As much as you have your deeper reservoir, okay, you can handle situations. Okay. Now all of a sudden he's up and running too. And my reservoirs are deep and if it doesn't drain me. Okay. All right. So just that one-handed focus motion. Everybody thinks it's this, but really, I'm a deeper reservoir. I got enough to help other people and not get drained myself. Okay. All right. Different partner. Yeah. So you see that the thing is that, you can get a result, in some sense, I'm an officer with a badge and a gun. I can, but, I can relate to people. Different ethnicity. I'm not your enemy. I think, on the other hand, you've got to kind of watch what you're doing here. Which maybe I have to get a little bit more extreme. That's a little bit right there. So within that, people's better. What I understood is that certain people, when Osensei was alive, they start going to the dojo in Tokyo and they just start running. Look at all this energy.
Is there a terminology for this kind of action?
Well, it's energy. It's spirit. You know what I mean? There's energy in the technique, but then there's spirit. As I kind of open to my own system, spirit flows. Or we're going to find out. No, we're teammates here. We're teammates. Okay. You go there. I'll get you the ball. Boom. You want? See what I mean? In that way, that's what makes Aikido real different. Now, we don't want to have that as just an area of philosophy. Okay, all right. So there's this development technically, but I get too into the technical development. We just did a whole thing. He's holding low, and okay, well, I agree with you. I need to look at that, but then again, it's my call. Yeah, I'm gonna look at your viewpoint a little bit. You're heavy, all right? He's heavy, all right. No, I can still do that. But maybe I have to pull my gun. You see what I mean?
Right.
Okay, that's like, okay, no. I'll look at his vibe for a second, and maybe he feels like I'm not his enemy. And then, maybe in another level, and he really wants to join what's over here. You see, that's that area right there in the Aikido. It's about a win-win. We're both on the team, right? The same team. We win as a team. Not like I win. Of course, I win when a team wins. But we're about, as a team called the human race. And it would be nice if that was a team. I think that was his dream, right? Aiki is a Budo to make the human race a team. That's just one way of looking at it. Okay, all right. Yeah. Now, one of the things right there. You got a deeper reserve of him. This situation needs a little uplifting. You blew that assignment. You're going to be on the bench. I know you know what to do. You had a bad moment. Now, let's keep going. You don't normally miss that read. You have feeling like I'm going to prop you up, not trying to cut you down. And see, if I'm going this way, I'm going out of. even if, for example, we're here and see, I'm going this way, but there's a deeper reserve. See what I mean? It looks like what I'm doing is trying to plow you over. But if you're here, hello, how are you? 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 Yeah, you're down today. I have days like that too. I have days. Oh, boy. Okay. Hello, how are you? How are you? How are you? You can go under 2, but you know what I'm saying? If you've got the reserve, I'm not trying to go out to you. I'm just trying to say, look, we're teammates. We win together, we lose together. More fun to win. And you feel a part of the vibe. You see what I mean? I'm not trying to go that way. Join us, Kevin. I'll bet right now with Tyree, probably wishes he hadn't left. You see what I mean? Oh, Tyree, we're going to form a team together. I thought, yeah, I was still in Oakland. No, it's San Francisco now. Right. Anyway.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
A little bit more. I mean, there's an outflow. Okay, there's an outflow, but before there's an outflow, there's a top bottom flow. Yeah, okay, now from here. That's good. But even that, see, there's this pool of energy there that you're drawing your own energy from. And if I go out this way and go out this way, that's the form of it. So one of the things a little bit like that. There are people that when Sensei was alive, they're going to the dojo and as they started getting closer, they would start running. There was that much energy. Okay. And then there's one guy who's brother of somebody who teaches in Santa Cruz, Ben Kimoto's brother, said, yeah, run to the dojo. He was training in a military based Aikido group, but he go train at Hombu. And, you know, he said, you know, when he was going to come, oh, he'd run because, you know, there was Sensei's energy, right? One day he noticed he's not running. He finds out Sensei had passed. Yeah. I mean, there was, yeah, his energy carried the whole thing. Boom. Right? And Mary Heine said when he was gone, it took about a week, and all those people that were loving and everything, you know, the men turned sexist, they turned nationalistic. If you're behind in your dues, they start yelling at you. They didn't do that before. He said it took them 1 week after a sensei left, and then they turned. Okay. Hold on. Yeah, I don't want to manipulate you or anything. All of a sudden, it's nice. Steve, I know you can catch that lob and dunk. So I'm throwing it up there for you. Not like, why don't you do that? It's like, no, we read each other. You know, I give you that little nod and you say, okay, we're double teaming Steph. He's going to pass it to me at the hoop. Okay. And then right here, it's like, you know, instead of jamming me up, boom, I'm going to clear out so I can put it on the floor. And then, you know, what happens right there is, you know, if I need to, then all of a sudden they double me here. Then all of a sudden there you cutting to the hoop for a dunk. You see what I mean? There's a flow when we're teammates. All right. Now, you know, sports is not a great thing because the other team's trying to win too. So it's about winning. But the real victory is really, I mean, people say this, it's like being on a winning team. That's a reward. Of course, you're going to win games, but you're on a dysfunctional. I mean, for me, this is a screwy situation, but I show up to get my paycheck if you're a professional athlete. No. And then it's a wild ride that's also very, very connected, right? Okay. Okay. Yeah. Stand up and stretch the leg. One of the things that I was kind of mentioning here is you establish the up down before you do the horizontal. You see what I mean? If you really need to pull a technique off, you can't correct it out there. Okay. All right. You just check your ground. And if you get the ground, then you also, earth, heaven, heaven, earth, body, mind, body, however you want to put it, you have the alignment here. Anytime, you feel like this, you check your, do a couple of breaths or settle, and then there's an up, down, up, straightness to you. In Japanese, they call it shisei. You have shisei. That's a compliment. I don't have shisei. No matter what rank I am, I have shisei. Okay, good. Well, yeah, right about here. We can start to. And you need both directions. I mean, you can go this way, and then you can go this way. Right? So it gets kind of free right there. But you see, when I have the up, down, and the down, up, then I have the in and out. Okay. Sometimes, for example, if I'm being jammed here, I can't go out, so I go in and down, and then I can reform that. You see what I mean? You have to be somewhat flexible. I can't be flexible if I'm out here in a limited sense of who I am. So you kind of get the up, down, up. It's just that's kind of the reserves of energy that are deeper. Okay. On a bad day, I don't have much. I just get pulled out there and I'm vindictive and defensive, and every single thing that can go wrong, I'll drop something and land on my foot. And then I start cursing everything again. See that we've all been there. That's a bad day. Okay. What does that mean? I'm kind of out there and everything's too cramped. So as I start to kind of get the, maybe I got to remember, okay, where are your feet? Okay, I got the feet. All of a sudden, I start to touch more reserves of energy. Reserves of energy are not here. If you're taxed and stressed, this is drained. A little downtime. And of course, once this gets invigorated, then of course the system starts to echo with itself up, down, up. When I have this, okay. Oh, he wants to come in right there. All right, and we have a lot of time to do certain things. Oops. Now he wants to come in here. I'm the centrifugal circle. Now right here, I'm going to turn my palm up and bring it in. The pin. All I'm going to do is knee. I go here first. If I go the other way, he turns in. And so it's not 100%, but for example here, he wants to turn in. Okay. Now, the other thing here, it's not here. You form the pin, see the spiral circle, stand up. It's not the weight on him at all. You don't have to handcuff somebody. You don't want to do this because when somebody's going to fight you. All right? But you go here, handcuff, take the other hand. I mean, there's better stuff for handcuffing, but it's that curvature right there that creates the stretch in the shoulder. So when they stand up in a stretch. It's not a contest of whether I can hold you down, right? It's over with before you have to wrestle with them, okay? So here, touch. Now here, why do I disengage? Well, I just turn my palm here. I'm bringing that in. He wants to come in this way. I'm extending down through the elbow. I get that stretch first. Knee, then I go, not rip, towards the other shoulder. Okay. So let's take to the, it's an equal variation, takedown. Okay. I'll keep the same part of one more thing. Hi, Cliff. Now, one thing right there. See that?
Hey.
A little bit more.
Hey.
If you don't want to go out to
Yeah.
selfishly up there.
Mhm.
Huh?
Mm.
What do we need you here? You're my teammate. You're the one that's supposed to catch the lobs and things that you did. And if I'm Korean, I get double teamed. You roll off of your man who's trying to contain me, and you jump, and I'm going to have a patch for you. All right? And then you get to dunk it. You get on ESPN. And I'll put a little mustard on it so it looks fancy, just to get your attention. If I can. I mean, energy, right? I mean, people apparently would run. They would run to the dojo when no sensei was alive. They were trying to do aerobic exercise. There was so much energy around him. And I don't think people even realized that he was providing that energy. I mean, it would, people would know. Where's our sensei? They would know when he wasn't there, then, oh, he's on vacation, or, he's teaching somewhere else. I don't know if he took vacation, but all of a sudden it's kind of like, oh, and then they say, oh, we went to the dojo. They say, oh, he's back. They could feel it. You see what I mean? Is he back? Yeah, he came back last night. Okay. So in other words, there's that area they wanted to move. And of course, after that, the techniques became like that. Why? Well, one guy could make a difference because of who he was. He was kind of this energy source going out. So, people would say, oh, my classes have energy. All right. And then what happened is when he left, nobody knew how to do that, sort of, right? Because they were into the form. Okay. And he was into a different thing. He was into more development. Of course, the forms worked better because it was better level of him, and a better level of him, and a better level of him. Okay. But one of the things right here, the ultimate teammate is the universe. The universe creates a nice little spiral for me. And the spiral goes the other way, doesn't it? But we work our differences out, to become teammates, and then all of a sudden the universe says, hey, you guys are so good. I'm also your teammate. Because you understand it's not about beating people, it's about winning over yourself. And I see you working out things and kind of aligning as opposed to fighting. And therefore, yes, I will support that. Right? And then, of course, that was what El Sensei had, and the other people kind of didn't. Okay. But he was just teammate with the universe. Oh, I got to, look what happens when you work this process. All of a sudden, the universe becomes your teammate. What does that feel like? Real cool. You see what I mean? If you come in this way, I got a technique. On the other hand, and for that motion, the universe creates this nice little down spiral. Right, to go this way, or whatever the movement happens to be. You're coming in this direction, or this one. Creates a spiral, counter spiral, dance here. You guys are so cool, then let me kind of be, the Warriors are so good. Kevin Durant said, yeah, I want to play for you guys. We don't have to, try to beat each other up. Let's join. Of course, that gets out of control. So I bet he wishes he didn't leave the Warriors to start a team with Kyrie right now. You see what I mean? But if you're coming in this direction, there's energy, in the form of it. I'm going to go here, and I'm going to no. Right. So if you're coming in this direction, okay, boom, 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 boom. right? Or whatever movement. Oh, there's a lot of energy, right? You come in this direction. Come on, quick. Or whatever the technique happens. There's energy. There's energy. The teammates. But we also have a teammate too. That you know, well, since we found out one with the universe, yeah, the universe is your teammate. That's good. And how does that feel? Really cool. Right? I don't have enough energy. Well, the universe is your teammate. The universe is going to supply a lot of that. Why is the universe going to do that? Because there's a certain growth factor. You know? Oh, yeah. Well, those two guys are so good. I just want to come in and be their teammate too. A little different. Right? But I think in some sense, if you're monorized, what is one with the universe? Well, the universe is your teammate. Whatever the movement is, you know, universe is energy patterns, flows, a type of intelligence that assembles them. Right? So, you know, I mean, that's a little bit more advanced, but we can start to work on it. I think, I mean, it's all, you know, whatever the movement happens to be, right? We're going to come into that. Yeah, so, you know, kind of, so some of this stuff makes sense if you realize that you have this teammate that nobody else knew about. It's all technique. Now, yeah, the technique you saw in a different light. He developed that's what most people did, or just about everybody. And the universe is patterns of energy, and I'm going to start to be his teammate. Yeah. Attractive idea. Okay. It's an actual. Yeah. What do I have to do? Kind of clear. The reserves are deeper. If I get too much here, too much self-interest. Elect me to office and I'll be good for a couple of years, and then, you know, the special interest will bind me. You know what I mean? No, you know, I'm here to represent the people. Here to represent the people. Here to represent the people. That makes sense, right? Okay. And one of the major things here, we're just saying, you know, your partner is your teammate. Right? One time, you know, Curry made a shot with a couple of seconds to go. You know, it was a tie game. And, you know, he basically hits a 30-foot shot. What did he say? Draymond said a great pick for me. He didn't say, great, me, great. That was a great shot. He said, that was a great pick. But, teammate, he sets the pick. I hit the 30-footer. I mean, you know, wow. It's like, no, it doesn't work that way. And so one way of looking at Aikido is we want Osensei's plan for the human race to be one team. You see what I mean? That's one way of putting it. Is the human race one team? Not really. Okay, there's too much division, whatever it is. And that is a sappy idea. He still himself with all his ideas and opinions, and they're able to work together so that we produce a win-win. Okay, does that make sense? And to do that, we have to, you know, like Nadeau Sensei talks about Bobby, and then there's Robert, and then there's Nadeau, and there's Mr. Nadeau. Somewhere up there, there's Nadeau Sensei. But we don't get the fact that each of those is deeper. Each of those has a deeper floor reserve, producing a higher ceiling, so thus the up-down. And as we do that enough, the universe starts to notice. So, you know, what we kind of want, the universe is your teammate. That's where a lot of energy comes in. You'll have your good days and your not so good days, your average days. But occasionally, everybody's got this. Where'd that come from? Well, guess what? You were, for whatever reason, you had a glimpse of what it'd be like if the universe was your teammate. And I'm phrasing this in very, very non-religious, non-spiritual terms, because sometimes it gets too rarefied. All right? What happened to Curry last year? He's not a lousy team. Okay. People found out, well, even when he was on a horrible team, it wasn't just the fact he had good teammates before. His best years, nobody noticed so much because everybody else was on the team. It's so bad. Well, you didn't let that stop him. And Draymond said, you know, but really, and the rest of the team started to play better around him because they realized, okay, we got this guy. But we're his teammates. If anyone's going to win the game, he's going to win it. So, okay, we'll set better picks, play better defense, give him a chance to take the last shot and bail us out. And Draymond said, started in practice because he didn't tell the team they sucked. He just worked harder. They watched him train, they watched him practice, and he lifted that team up to where they were somewhat respectable. He had maybe his greatest year on the worst team that he had been on. And that's, the basketball god said, you know, this guy's special. And, you know, it's not a religious sense, it's a sense that I'm teaching spiritual science. So as we start to, in Jungian terms, individuate, what's the deeper reserves of energy? Start to put the deeper reserves of yourself. Oh, deeper energy. Your floor gets deeper, your ceiling gets higher. That's why you get the up, down, center. When you get a little bit of that going or a certain amount of that, the universe starts to notice you. I'm all out there. Get me a little harder that way. The universe says, well, Jack needs a little bit more juice. Let's supply me with a little bit more juice. Thank you. But sometimes we don't know whether we can do it or not. Okay. You got to open. And at some point, you know, people kind of trust if you get the ball to Curry and he takes the last shot, you got a chance to win the game. You got to play well enough to get him there. He doesn't do it all the time, but and then he'll throw up some 35-foot shot that takes forever, and it goes in. It's great, great theater. Okay. So you start to get this in order. You start to get the thing with your partner in order. Something notices you. And, you know, that can be quasi-religious or spiritual, but no, I think those times I said, this is not religion, it's spiritual science. Albert Einstein said it. When you can create the vibrational field for something, that reality must come to you. And he said, this is not religion or mysticism, this is physics. He wasn't looking at things like, I'm a religious scientist. I don't believe in, you know, the textual religious God. I believe in the universe has a design. I cannot create the universe. The universe has materials and energies and matter. All right. and they move according to this design. If I can, and those designs come out of God's thoughts. I'm not into the religious sense of God. I'm into the empirical, scientific sense of God. So right about here, there's a bunch of words, but all of a sudden there's a vibrational field that starts to happen when you start to square this up with your partner. And we're saying right about here, okay, good. Boom. Boom. And the other benefit is that as we continue to work that process, we open. We touch a deeper reserve, so we have more to offer people. Does that make sense? So initially, you're working your own system. Earth to heaven, heaven to earth, mind to body, body to mind, whatever you want to call it. Joe Montana to Jerry Rice back to Joe Montana, whatever you want to call it. I want to make the human race one team. If the universe is our teammate, the planet is our teammate. And how do we continue? This work. It's constant work because it's not a fact, it's an ongoing process of connection. And there are challenges that we face. And I'm wondering why I'm on a crappy team, having a crappy day and a crappy life and a horrible situation, because I'm a terrible teammate. I gotta look at myself, right? Too reactive, and I try to get everything because I get nothing. No, world is not doing well since they said that, because people react off of each other. He said, who do I hang out? And people hanging out with people. So I hang out with what he calls coming, spirit, God. We translate it as God. But I think he had a different thing. Hang out with the universe. And it's perfection. It's harmony with itself. And he'd done enough work that universe was his teammate. So he used expressions like, Dayu Chiko Sotsu, I'm one with the universe. What does that mean? It's big, too big. Yeah. The universe of energy and matter, space and time start to kind of support you. Why? Because you are not in it to win, you're in it to create yourself as a better teammate so that you turn more people into teammates, with the goal being not that you're going to start your own country or we're going to have a civil war because of this and that. Stupid talk. All right, why don't I just take a razor blade and mutilate my face? If I don't like what I look like in the mirror, well, guess what? The only person I'm hurting is me. What we do to other people, I mean, that's why it's hard sometimes. If you feel like you hate somebody or, I don't know, I hate what's going on, that's true. But in the Aikido world, we got to go deeper than that. Right? Other than that, it's kind of an energy jujitsu. Nothing wrong with jujitsu. You put some energy behind it, you get Daito Ryu jujitsu. Okay, fine. But essentially called it Aikido. Okay. Good. Boom. You get a fuller body. Your mind clears. You see things more inclusively as opposed to, I got to win. Yeah, I got to get better, but I got to get better not because I can do this out there, but because there's more here, and there's more here, which opens up more here, which is, the philosophy mind of it is connected to the juice, the energy of it. And it goes through you. The universe at some point, or some part of the universe says, okay, I want to be your teammate now. Warriors are so good, Kevin Durant said, I want to join you guys. That ain't went crazy, but that's okay. Humans can't handle that very well. All right? Okay, you get the game? So, we're working ourselves. we're working the interaction as teammates. I'm not trying to beat him. I'm trying to be a better teammate and encourage him to be a better teammate. It's a win-win. We have the Zuke Nagi martial arts stuff, but it's not what's going on. What's going on is growth. Jung called it individuation. We see things less as like good and bad, and we go, you know, this is about individuating. Yeah, there's going to be some junk here. Otherwise, I just live in an idealized reality, and I don't handle things that I need to handle. But we do a good enough job here. That starts to hook in. You see your partner as a teammate, all of a sudden, a larger teammate wants to join you. And if you don't like the universe, it's kind of maybe your larger self says, okay, now you're connecting to me. And that's pretty cool. Right? Now, what we could also do is this motion, which is the, you know, it goes the same way, you know, boom, you know. I'm out there trying to be an open on David, you look a little lost today. Well, I think I got a good idea about what we can do together. It'll make you feel better and me feel better. We'll be better people and the world will be better, and we'll treat people in our world better, and we won't be quite so clannish. We'll see everything as it's more of a conglomerate, as a unity. It's about okay. I was watching an old movie it's called Elfstead. It was a 61 film with Sophia Loren and Charlton Heston. And he's this hero, you know, he's sort of, you know, and, you know, he lets the enemy go. He creates him words. All of a sudden, he creates allies. His people just want him to kill all of them. But he talks, he communicates. You know, he still has a sense of honor. You know, I think good one review. He's more like a political activist than a hero. So we need heroes like that. Well, Sensei was a hero like that. You could say he was a hero, he was a political activist, he was a spiritual activist. Okay, that's what's exciting about what he produced. So all we're going to do here, instead of turning to the outside, we're going to turn to the inside. Okay. All right, so keep the throwing lanes this way so we don't have any fender benders. Okay, let's change partners. Okay.
Oh, hey.
Where's that bigger beat? He's touching your own energy. Sometimes you go, you know, sometimes it kind of shows there's a bit of a dip. Oh, okay. Look. We're getting along a little better, but no. So when the universe starts to be your teammate, the game changes. The Warriors win anything, they sign Curry for 5 years. Why? Because his brand is so strong. He's producing documentaries that are meaningful. He's a winner. As long as you got him, you're relevant. Why did he sign? I don't know. But there was enough there in terms of his own history and everything. And it's almost like, not every time, but when he pulls up from 40 feet and wins the game, that's another teammate, isn't it? Really. I mean, yeah, here's the religious theories. You got to kind of watch the lingo a bit. Which Sensei said, this is not religion. It's like Einstein said, if you can really create the vibrational reality that the reality cannot help but come in. He said, this is not religion. or misses them, it's physics. That's how everything works. All of a sudden we're going here and this is lining up, and all of a sudden, you know, there's a vibrational field that's created there, and the universe is like, come in and help us. You know, all of a sudden, it's, you guys are so good, you need funding, let me fund you. Then there's, you know, and when we hit that source right there, there's enough for everybody. And we're fighting over a lot of crazy stuff, you know. No sense I said, people hang out with people produce stupid systems. Who do I hang out with? I hang out with the universe. I hang out with the spirit. I hang out with T. I hang out with Tommy, whatever it is. It's too stupid. But, you know, the whole game that he put out there was create teammates, not enemies. Right? Win over yourself. How do you create a teammate? You win over yourself. I mean, Curry found some really deep relationships. Like Iguodala comes here. LeBron gets everything he wants, but he didn't get Andre. He wanted Andre. He wanted to collect everybody who was over 37 and try to go for it all, and Andre would have helped. Andre said, no, I'm a Warrior, not a Laker. And loyalty is based upon connection, human connection, right? I'm a Curry fan. See, I got his basketball card. No, it's like, yeah, Steph and I, we have a relationship. Yeah, LeBron's good, but yeah, I'll go back and be Steph's teammate. You see what I mean? Okay. Yeah, it'll be fun. It'll be a lot of fun. Just, yeah. Okay, all right. Okay. Yeah, there's a point, you know, unfortunately, my ability to demonstrate it, you know, is you know, I mean, if I was like, oh, sensei, it'd be one thing. So I'm kind of trying to delineate maybe what I perceive as what he was and what he was doing and his role. See, we all, you know, we're all good people here, okay? But I think what he wanted was us to individuate. In other words, if you're not a good person, this isn't going to help you. You know, you're not a good person just because you put on a gi and do Aikido. Okay, we've had our share of not so good people, but you know, he said, don't call things good and evil. You know, when, you know, we had been doing this so long and I'd part of the history of the area, I go, okay. But he said, call things good and evil, and all of a sudden, you know, you limit it. But do you want to bring in somebody who's evil? Probably not. On the other hand, maybe, you know, you understand redemption, like that movie I watched last night. It's an old 61 film, but I always wanted to watch it again. Old Scared with Charlton Heston and Sophia Loren. I mean, it was a, you know, spectacle film from the 60s. You know, so I was going, I wish they would get off of all this spectacle because the story is good. You know, this is like Spain and the Moors, and you know, they had a lot of anti-Islamic stuff. And this one guy that says, look, we got to stop this. And, you know, instead of executing some prisoners, he lets them go. And then all of a sudden, they swear allegiance to him. And they give him a title. El Cid means, you know, the Lord. There's probably a corresponding the lady, but given the, you know, the male-dominated history of herodom, you know, obviously it's El Cid, right? And, you know, he constantly, you know, this one prince wants to kill somebody and just does something like, look, anybody can kill. Only a king or queen can give life. There's a lot of good messages there. In fact, as I said, I read a review of it on Google. They said, you know, this is a strange movie where the hero is more a political activist than a hero. Yeah, you're Islamic, I'm Christian, we're going to go to war. Not necessarily. All right, so I was thinking, this was a 60s film, but yeah, things in the 60s were a little bit more idealistic. Okay, and we kind of, all of a sudden, everything kind of went down, where, you know, you get all this insanity that's going on out there. So the Aikido, it flies in the face of all that, And Osensei said, that doesn't mean that you don't have discernment. And I'm saying that you judge things good and evil doesn't mean that there isn't evil. But you have, your sword in Aikido is discernment, not judgment. But don't judge things, good and evil. Yeah. You got to understand when you're facing evil. But to do that, we have to understand who we are. You see, until, I mean, I don't want to sort of become a social activist, but people don't realize Ueshiba or Sensei was a social activist. He was, when he was in his native Kanade, he did a lot of stuff. Government trying to appropriate the lands of shrine, so he fought it. Local government wanting to punish the fishermen in his native town. He stood on the docks and told those people, you touch these people, I'm going to throw you in the ocean. Yeah, he was a young and hot-headed, kind of. But he's a little bit like, the character, from the movie, right? And there's a lot of, the movie loses certain things because it's too much about spectacle, oh, better than her, Elle said, stuff like that. It's after a while, the story gets lost sometimes, because of big budget Hollywood in those days. Now they do the whole thing on CGI. They wouldn't have, they would cost more. All right. But one of the things here, right, we were kind of saying is, what we're doing is, instead of, I'm going to catch some balance here. Okay. The up-down center allows the horizontal center. We get too quick on this. Right? Okay. And what happens is, instead of beating him, he's a teammate. See what I mean? If I do enough work here, instead of beating him, we're both winning. Well, Sensei considered that Aikido, because Aikido, we would talk about Aikido in terms of love, right? Well, I love finding teammates. Great. And once we're teammates, what keeps us together? Love. A couple of years ago, the Warriors had to get a bit of Iguodala because of salary structure. Meanwhile, let them go. It would have been better if they just kept them, but just it was some weird decision. Well, he's back. He could have gone with LeBron. LeBron wanted him in Los Angeles. I'm going to play with Steph. That's love. And now you get this and you start to create this. You get another teammate, the universe. And I'm talking about the universe in terms of energy patterns and flows. All right? That's also the universe. Oh, he's the universe says, I'll help you out. Okay. Okay. Rip and tear this thing. Compassion, communication. We make each other better, not leaving here with a bum shoulder because somebody decided that they wanted to be some action hero archetype. Okay. So I thought that was kind of a fun film. It's like the hero is more like a political activist. Yeah, I mean, just really, it's okay. Spain, the Moors, Christianity, Islam. Okay. Why don't we reach out and make connections? And there's a whole interplay between the Sophia Loren and the Charles Heston and how, they get separated by an action because he killed his father. And they're about to be married, and then they get married, and there's a whole bunch of stuff they're going through. I haven't gotten to where they get back together yet. It was too long. I had to, like on that one, the timing wasn't as good, but the universe will cover you. You make a bunch of mistakes. Steph wins the game. Nobody realizes I made about 2 or 3 bad mistakes for Steph. Get that shot at the buzzer, and everybody's talking about that. I may hear about it in the film room, like Jack. You blew it here, there. But hey, Stiff bails me out. All right. Okay. So we're just saying the balance here creates a better balance there. If I don't have this, I can't do that. It's going to be, I got to win, I got to be better, I got to do the technique, it's got to be stronger. But if I kind of start to get this, the structure of a teammate process, the team becomes greater than I. And then there's another thing that comes in. Got it? Okay, good. This big guy, but I have a teammate, an ally, you know, a muse, whatever you want to call it. Okay. Okay. So standing on the Handachi style. Okay. Look, I got this motion. Boom. And as he's coming in, okay, boom, boom. Now we dim that one. Let's alternate that with going to the inside. Going to the inside. Okay? And let's keep the throwing, let's change partners, keep the throwing lanes this way so we don't have some cross traffic to bump into. Oh. I don't know. No. No. Okay, all right. Okay. Everybody, let's stand up and stretch for a bit. David, hey, how does that feel? Just out of curiosity. Sometimes I can't tell because when you're standing here, you know, you're basically transparent. If I'm out there trying to make it happen, okay. So what I want to do is become as transparent as possible to the universe. I got a teammate with the universe or some level of it. It could be just a better conglomeration of, you make of it what you will. I kind of like to say, well, right about here, that's what the universe is. What does it feel like when I use this crazy term?
Well, the thing I'm most aware of is my body sort of being pierced,
Okay.
which
Yeah.
gives me.
Yeah. Well, since they did a lot of work with spirit, you see a lot of the cutting motion. All right. Look on it. What does that feel like? That first part.
Yeah, like I'm holding on to a stick.
Okay. Really? Okay. All right. Okay. Yeah. There's no throw. I need to cover some. The whole strong. But boom. What does that feel like? So, go again if you want to feel it. Boom. Boom. What does it feel like?
Very direct, very,
Yeah.
very.
I need to speak to her, but you know, we both have our stuff. But let's communicate on a level. You know, Wonder Woman and Superman are having their differences. So for the sake of the planet, they need to come to a consensus. Okay, you know what I mean? That area right there. Okay, Clark, I'll fly with you today. Okay, good, thank you. You know, all right, archetypal sense. Okay. What does that feel like? No, yeah, but the energy kind of has an aliveness to it, doesn't it? The boom, yeah. Okay, yeah. Boom. What does that feel like?
All of me is engaged.
Yeah. I want him as a teammate. He wants to be a teammate because he feels fully engaged on this team. The other teams might, you know, okay, you go to the Lakers, you're going to have to carry LeBron's jockstrap. Around here, you can breathe. You see what I mean? All of a sudden, boom! Yeah, you're going to have a big role here. Boom! You're going to be engaged. All right. Got it. Good. Boom. How does that feel?
Explosive.
Yeah, but good.
Yeah.
Explosive. All right. You know, in the 90s, you know, who's my hero? Michael Jordan. He was explosive. Right? It was fun. All right. I mean, you know, whatever it is. It's a, so, you know, what does that feel like? Well, let's just say I got a pretty good up down going, and boom, he's starting to want to play on my team. Okay, I get a little better here, so all of a sudden, boom, he is on my team. Okay. Okay, if I'm using basketball terms, I'm Michael Jordan. He's Scottie Pippen. Whoa. He's another all-star. Pippen never got noticed as much as Jordan, but sorry. Jordan never won anything without Pippen either. Pippen was a great player. He was more of a complementary piece. He was never a great soloist. Jordan. But somebody sometimes has to be the seed around which a team is built. Okay? Curry, he's the seed. He's the center. Now he has teammates that are really good too, but guess what? Because he's there, they are also noticed. Draymond, undersized power forward, can't shoot. Great defender, revolutionary, can defend all 5 positions and leads the team and almost the league in assists from that position. Unheard of. Right? So he's engaged. Boom. He feels involved and he's good. Be nice, for example, if we're Aikido people. Hey, I really think what you people do. I just feel so wow. Okay. Now the other thing we can do, for example, is a world of 2 hands. The world always gives you challenges. Okay. Boom. Two hands. Boom. All I'm trying to do, I'm not trying to throw him. I'm trying to extend that feeling of involvement. And then if I do that enough, then maybe what happens? The universe says, boom. I'm your teammate too. Not in a religious way. I was going to put this out there because he felt the world was so bad in the 60s. It's worse now. His message is stronger, more needed. We're teammates. We're a team called the human race. We protect the earth, look out for one another. We use technology to benefit everybody, not just the people that run corporations to make way too much money. So people starve and don't have homes. We want the human race to be on the team, and everybody is involved. So let's do the modo de do okay? Yeah. Okay. You're letting things bother you up. Right. Remember who your teammate is. Open. All right. All right. I mean, you know, one thing about Curry, right? The greater the challenge, the more he opens. You know, so you know, life will do that to you. It'll box you in. It'll wrap you up. But unwrap. Yes. See, that's very close. If you get this there and you get this a little better, most people kind of stop and they go back and forth between a good version of themselves and a not so good version, you know? Okay. But, you know, there's that little extra step where all of a sudden this starts to get balanced enough so that this starts to follow a template, right? And then you get another teammate. And that's a lot closer than most people think. Okay. So go again. So right there, easy. And then right there, yeah. Now, if you're kind of right there, you know, you're in it, but you're looking to see if it's going to work or not. No. Okay. Right. Okay. I'm a pretty good basketball player. So that's what I do at the end of the game. Get it to Steph. Yes, a teammate. Therefore, that teammate is my teammate. Maybe I can't make a 40-foot shot, but he can. I got to get out of the way. Now, you're all the archetypes. You're also, you know, I'm using Curry kind of as an archetype. Okay. So right about there. Now, right there, you're too quick. Settle in. Get your up down. Now you start to catch him. You know, he's your teammate. You're going the same direction. Now, good. Now the universe kicks in. Yes. All of a sudden, what was that? You just made a 40-foot shot. Why? Because you hang out with Steph. Right? That's closer than you think. But when you're looking out there to see what's going to work, it generally doesn't. Because all of a sudden you lose this and that disappears. If you're having a crisis of confidence, what do? Well, Curry works harder. And realize after a while, it's like, well, I'm Stephen Curry, so I'll have my bad days. But I'm Stephen Curry. And I got a teammate a lot of people don't realize they have. All right? I mean, you know, that's just using basketball, but it's just more funny. Right. We're talking about the basketball gods or baseball gods or all these things. I mean, we don't think about that too much. but there are energies, and they're associated with you and who you are, and they can be your teammates as well as your partners if you treat our partner more that way. But there again, so settle a little deeper, settle a little deeper. That's you now. All of a sudden, as you get that understanding. He's a teammate now. You got another one. Got another one. Okay. 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 Yeah, so, whatever the movement is, Aikido is somewhat challenging because we're learning a body of technical information, which we're supposed to do. Okay. All right. But, if there's any one thing that, I don't want to put words in those sensei's mouth. We tend to think he's not here, but he probably exists in the forest. You're the Star Wars archetype, so, let's show him personal work. We're working on ourselves, being a better center. If I don't have this balance, I can't do anything. I get too caught up in this, trying to dominate or, somebody be smarter than or whatever it is, okay? But if I start to get this, I start to get this, instead of beating somebody, I'm trying to create a teammate. I'm trying to create unity, harmony, okay? If I don't get this, I don't have, one of the things, the reservoir. What's the reservoir of? Love is an energy. Why does Curry do all that crazy stuff? He works harder than anybody on the team, his best player. He loves what he does. Yeah, he makes 40 million a year. He's going to make almost 60 million a year his last year in the contract. But all of that's a drag unless you love what you do. And the other thing Iguodala said is before Curry came in, all these superstars, you like that. And Curry started to show joy. He said it was really good for basketball. Big win, we beat you guys. Like, wow, there's joy here. He's very Christian, so he says, I can feel the Holy Spirit going through our locker room. I said, right on. I use a different metaphor, but it's almost like I would say, the universe is starting to become one of your teammates, Steph. And it all started with him. He was the center. And then, of course, the other guys came aboard because it was like, the other thing that you get is you get gravity. When Einstein said, you sort of get the vibrational pattern of a reality. You can't help but bring that reality in. What is that? That's a template for gravity. And, what happens is most of the time, we spend so much time here with very little balance. I want something. First thing I got to do is kind of square away here, not like try to get it out there. Elle's in the hospital. She's diagnosed with cancer. The same day I get an email, 30-day notice. So I got to go to the hospital, and I also got to kind of try to find a place, right? And she was talking to me about it the other day. And I said, no, actually, our apartment found us. That's the way it works. Need an apartment? There were a couple of ones that came in, but basically what happened, I get a call. I said, look, my daughter is much better at this stuff than I do. I need your help. Can you put some ads out because I need a place? Okay, she did. I got about 5 calls. Actually filled out one other form, but I got this place. Went in. I didn't have this or that or this or that. They said, that's okay, just da. I got the place. Said, what did you do to get it? I said, almost nothing. Universe says, okay, he needs a place. gravity. The vibrational pattern is there. The reality off of that vibrational pattern cannot help but come in. That's Albert Einstein. Not religion, it's physics. Well, Sensei said, I am not teaching, I'm quote unquote, I happen to be somewhat religious, but I'm not teaching religion. I'm teaching spiritual science. Why was he doing that? Because he realized in the 60s, the world wasn't going very well. But guess what? It's going worse now. So, we're, one of the things, if we can, we'll hopefully be able to move into a permanent location sometime in the near future and everything. Then we might create a center with the gravity to draw in people to start assembling this team, not of Aikido, but of human beings. So, essentially we're here in the forest saying, Jack, I want you to talk about something, in ways that maybe, Shinto gods and goddesses, well, guess what? There are different aspects to the universe in terms of energy and space-time. So yeah, he called them kami, and he gave them names. Everybody thought, no, he's talking about religion. No, just his own way. I mean, basically, his sense of the universe was very much like a comic book. In the high plate of heaven, there is the Justice Wave or the Avenger. And some of them have both a heavenly and an earthly counterpart. But really, we're all that. All of that is contained in every single human being. We have almost infinite potential, which because of the way the world is constructed and we see ourselves, we don't touch. But he would say something like, this look what old man can do, because I have this teammate you don't know you could have, but you could have it too. In fact, teammate wants to come in because if everybody elevates, the human race will be a team. Will not just be in the planet will be, which is a part of the universe, will be our teammate. We'll treat it differently. Gender equality has to be there. There's a lot of good stuff that when we start to try to create teammates, a larger teammate may hook up to us. Okay. And so, what the world kind of needs now, we're not going to get another ocean say, but we got to, young kids coming in, younger people, we got to produce our own Stephen Curry. Somebody can go out there and show this, in political situations, in environmental situations, social situations. Somebody who can step out there and, this whole thing about all the divisions in the country, we're teammates. We have our differences, but we're teammates. Then the larger thing about no sense that would put it as Sengoku, heaven on earth. This is all created to be heaven. It's a little further from that than we would like, but he gave us a template, the Aikido. Okay, anyway, we're gonna follow up. Yeah. Okay, thank you very much. Okay, we do need to kind of get the mats cleaned. I took care of all the stuff about closing and disinfecting everything, but we do need to get on that. So thank you.